Welcome back to some Black Ops 6, and today there's a treat for you, alright? I dropped a nuke. I don't play Respawn much, but I dropped a nuke. Partially, probably mostly, because I was playing noobs, alright? And I'm not ashamed to admit it, my lobbies were noob-filled while I was recording, and I'm happy about it. And the reason being is because I spent 3 to 4 hours yesterday trying to level a pistol against the sweatiest, let's call them just sweatiest, lovely individuals ever. Yeah? It's not very good. The pistol is not that good, but I wanted to try a Kimbo because usually a Kimbo is pretty good. Dual wield pistols can be very strong. And so I was like, oh, I gotta level them up. Guess what? You get a Kimbo at the last level, which is 31. That's a long way. And that's the first thing that I think BO6 needs to make better. All right, let's put that on the list. Weapon leveling. This is sometimes a huge pain point in Call of Duty. I don't think the weapon leveling needs to be improved on a lot of guns because they're more usable. Like you're watching me use the Ames right now. It's a pretty good gun. But weapons that are bad, like secondaries or a shotgun, the shotgun's not even that bad compared to the pistol. It's pretty much just torture trying to use it the whole time. It is so slow to level up, and they still have 30 levels. And I don't want this to be a repeat of Vanguard where, you know, and it was not as bad as Vanguard. Vanguard had 70 weapon levels, and it just took forever to get a gun leveled up. Now, double XP, of course, would help it out, but I think there needs to be kind of a rework on some of the weapon leveling based off, and I don't even know if this was possible in the game, but based off of the type of weapon. Secondaries should level a little bit faster than primaries because secondaries are typically shitty. Yeah? Some of the primaries maybe need to be improved as well because they're just not that good. And that will lead us into the second pain point of BO6 right now, which is the weapon balancing. This is a constant problem in every Call of Duty. I'm not going to say this is ever going to be fixed, but it can be good and it can be bad. Now, a good example of bad weapon balancing is this last year in Modern Warfare 3. You saw guns get nerfed that had absolutely no fucking right to be nerfed. They weren't even good. And then you saw weapons get buffed that didn't deserve to be buffed, or weapons that were left alone that deserved to be nerfed, like the Superi. The PDW is very obviously the best gun right now and the most dick-ridden by a majority of the player base. And I say that, you know, if you're a newer player and you're leveling up still, use whatever. Even if you just hit level 20, you've been level 20, you're still leveling the guns, use whatever. But there are people that are like, oh, my PDW is max level already and it's all I use every game. You're a loser. That's all I gotta say, you're a loser. You only use the best guns, you're a loser, get over it. You're never going to be a pro player. No one wants to pick you up. You're not going to impress anybody. No one gives a shit about a quad feed with the PW on day 2, day 3. Maybe if it was the first hour. But at this point, no, it's over. It's over. I hate to break it to you. Use some fun shit. The beta is here. Try out different things. I'm not saying you got to use the pistol like I am and torture yourself. But maybe try the Ames. It's a decent weapon. Try the AK. It's a decent gun. The XM4, decent gun. You don't just have to use one weapon. That's just a little personal rant. So, 2 things to work on so far. Weapon leveling, weapon balancing. This is something that can easily changed or be changed, I hope. The third thing, I think you guys have all experienced this if you've played or watched anybody playing the game right now, stims. Now, I like stims in the game, but they are very obviously way too good. And the other options are not nearly as good. So even if you were to buff like a stun grenade, the stim is still better. Like it's just better to use at all times, especially in Respawn. It might not be as big of a disparity if you're playing one life modes like search and destroy. But right now, how the stim shot is way too good. And they're probably going to nerf it just how they did in Modern Warfare 19. By making it so your health regen once you stim isn't instantaneous all the way back to full pretty much. It'll just be a bit slower. I do not want it to take longer to use the stim. That is what we have currently in MW3 and MW2. The delay or the time to use a stim or the time to call in streaks is slow. The time to do stuff is slowed down. Don't want that. It's not fun for COD. It doesn't fit the game aesthetic. It doesn't fit the whole vibe. Leave that shit out. But you probably have to nerf the speed at which your health regens, which was, like I said, a thing that was done in Modern Warfare 19, and the stims were still usable, and people still liked them. So, probably not a big change, but right now, how it is, especially with Respawn, it is just the obvious ability to use, the tactical. It is just always use stims, especially because you have assault packs, which you throw down and instantly restore 2 more stims. So technically in one life, you're going to see in this nuke, I probably have, I don't know how many stims, 6, 7, 8, 10. I just kept getting them back, you know? So let's tone the stims down a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Past that, I think this is a main problem for you guys that love Respawn and you that love camo grinding. That is the overall spawns. Not really a concern for me because we don't respawn in search, but I'm not going to only think about myself. I want the overall game to be good for everybody. And the spawns right now suck. They suck. And to be fair, they're not good most of the time. I feel like in every Call of Duty on release, at least in the beta, people are like, fix the spawns, fix the spawns, fix the spawns. They're bad, they're bad, they're bad. And I don't have to deal with it ever, which is great. But I don't want you guys to play a shitty spawn game. I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare 19 had really bad spawns for a while, and people complained about it. And it ended up being okay in the end, and people liked it, but it was certainly, what's the right word, guilty of having bad spawns. I remember it very specifically. People were mad. You would just spawn in, like right next to somebody, instantly die. And that's kind of how it is right now, too. There are some maps with objectives, if you're near their spawn, damn fly, get out of here. It doesn't really spawn them out or away from you. They can spawn literally 3 feet from you. And you saw some of this at COD Next as well. I know some YouTubers and content creators were like just spawn killing people. And there didn't seem to be spawn protection, which I am all for. Spawn protection, I don't think is needed in the game. If you have good spawns. So I would just say improve the overall spawns in the game. So that's the 4 things so far. Stims, right? Tone them down a little bit. Weapon leveling, let's improve some of the weapons, make them level a little bit quicker, the weapons that are not considered very good. Because if it's based off of, you know, kills and overall XP gain, it certainly takes a long time to level some of these bad weapons. Maybe zombies helps that out, maybe, but we haven't seen that yet, so that might be on the back burner. Weapon leveling, weapon balancing. This is the PDW, and it really wouldn't be that, I wouldn't even include this on the list, really, if it weren't so badly done in Modern Warfare 3. The weapon balancing in MW3 it's gotta be some of the worst we've ever seen. Gotta be. The MCW nerf after 7 months, great idea. Then they rebuffed it 1 patch later, nerfing the Striker 9mm the first update of the game when nobody was using it. That was absolutely stupid as hell. Not touching, damn you fly, did I get it? I didn't get it. The Super E, a 5% movement speed nerf, that was worthless. So half of the changes they've made have been like non-existent levels of stupidity. Like it was so dumb. And it didn't really affect the gun. Or they nerfed guns that totally didn't deserve it. So weapon balancing this last year has been like iconically awful. And so I have it on the list now because I do not want to see the PDW every day, all day for the next 11 months. I just don't. And I don't think it's so overpowered that it needs a crazy nerf. It just needs like a damage range nerf. So it's not mapping people, and it kind of distinguishes the difference between SMG and rifle. It wouldn't even like 10% damage range, maybe. 15% at most. That's it. That's all I'm looking for here, I think. And we'll play it from there. We'll go from there. And then the spawns. Again, the spawns at number 4. Again, not really a concern for search players, but I want you guys to be happy too, playing respawn. And I've seen enough respawn at this point where I've seen some stupid spawns. Don't want to deal with that all year. I'm sure neither do you guys. The last thing, and you guys brought this up a lot yesterday, and this hasn't been a problem for me, which is why I didn't really talk about it, I guess, but that is the connection. Now, I did test the connection on my PlayStation, and it was way worse. There was definitely hitching and lagging going on, like you'd freeze for a second. Had no idea what was causing it, because on PC I didn't have that problem at all. And I turned on my telemetry to see, you know, packet burst, packet loss, and it was zeroing out, which it could just be that the telemetry is wrong. But I didn't feel like I was lagging at all on PC. But a lot of people are having connection issues already in the beta, and hopefully they don't have to deal with that in the full game, and they fix it and they work on it and it's improved and no issues. But again, this was a problem, major problem, in Modern Warfare 2 and in Modern Warfare 3. And so it makes the list. If you're already having connection issues in the beta, and this was a huge pain point for people over the last 2 years in 2 different titles, you need to work on that. Connection cannot be screwing people over. It's just way too frustrating to deal with, and people just don't want to play. If you're lagging a bunch or you die a bunch because you're lagging, it's just a log off, go play a different game angle. I'm not playing this shit. And I get it. I get it. And sometimes it's annoying because it's out of your control. Like, you know your internet, typically, it's not your internet. You know your internet's good. You're not lagging in any other games you play, but you launch Call of Duty and shit just hits the fan, right? So connection is number 5. I think those are the 5 big things that could be improved upon right now on my list. Stims, drop them down. Weapon leveling, work on it. Weapon balancing, work on it. Spawns, please fix them. And connection. There are more things out there. The game is not perfect. Is it good, though? Someone asked, how much are they paying you, bro? They don't pay me shit. They didn't even invite me to Con Next. Oh, I'm stuffed up. Sorry. And this fly! Damn. I was close that time, though. Little fruit fly. It's my fault. I have a grapefruit down here. I should throw it away. It hasn't been here that long. I don't know. It's not like I left it down here for a week. I ate it this morning. But... where was I? I'm totally lost now. Right, the game. The game has been improved. We're in a decent spot right now. Is it perfect? No. I will never tell you any Call of Duty is perfect. Even BO2 wasn't perfect, right? If you go back and look at Black Ops 2, people raged about the target finder sometimes. They raged about the R870. They raged about insert whatever. There were still some complaints about that game. Despite it being the best Call of Duty ever made, it wasn't perfect. Right now, I listed off 5 of the big things that I think need to be addressed. Are there more things out there? Sure. I'm sure there are. I'm sure people can find complaints about other things, but these things I think are general, overall issues that affect pretty much every aspect of the game, or a majority of the game, right? Connection affects everybody, even if you're playing Warzone. Spawns affect almost everybody, minus search players, but still, that's a majority of the player base. Weapon balance affects everybody. Weapon level affects everybody. Stims affect everybody. This is like not just a personal issue. This is like overlying on the game, right? But when I judge Call of Duty, because I said overall I think this game has a lot of good things in it. Great things on some aspects, like the hostage take, great. I look to see, first off, what we were playing versus what they're presenting. And then additionally, you have to judge it over the course of the year because you have to see the updates that they make and what they change, right? And we're not even seeing exactly what's everything that's positive in this game, right? We're not, that was a bad wording, but for example, theater mode is a super hyped up, right? Super hyped up feature, and it's not in the beta. Like, we're not touching it at all. I hope theater mode releases and it's great. It could suck. It could be really buggy and issue. I hope it's not. I hope it's great because I want to use it for lots of cool clips and content and funny shit, and I hope that it will help present videos in a better fashion. But also, it's great to share. Everyone likes to share their clutch, cool ideas, clips, whatever, and plays. It's good for everybody. So, theater mode is a great example of, like, we're not even looking at that yet. And it's a huge feature that everybody wanted. So, yeah, I think the game's in a good spot. I'm not being paid anything. I wish I was. Is there stuff to improve upon? Yes, there is. Can you find more stuff than I can? I'm sure. I'm not going to remember everything. Some people were like, oh, I heard you complain in your stream and then you didn't include the video. Yeah. I bitch about things at certain times in the stream. But guess what? Sometimes it's only like a one-time thing. It's like, or maybe it's a sporadic thing. It happens once every few games. It's like, damn, that's annoying. But it's not non-stop constant. So I forget about them because the constant things stick out more. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I actually have no comms for the rest of the gameplay, so it might be silent for you. I still hope you enjoy it because I'm not going to talk and ramble any longer for you and waste your time. If you don't want to watch the rest of the video, it's up to you as well. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you watching. And I hope BO6 will be a great game throughout the whole year. And the updates are all positive and good. Will we agree with all of them? I'm sure we won't. But I hope for the best. 16 brand new maps. I'm sure they'll release more maps in mid-season update and the start of season. They're going to have a ranked play. We're going to see theater mode. We're going to see new weapons as well. Probably going to see some throwback weapons and maps on top of it. I hope for the best. Like I said, it's only good if the game's like great. It only benefits all of us. We as players, me as a content creator, them as developers, they want the game to do well. Bottom line, they want to sell more and make more money. I want to have fun while I play the game. I want you guys to have fun while you play the game. If everyone enjoys their time, they watch videos, and they like to interact in the community, and it's overall a better experience. So there's no downside, really. We all want the game to be better, or as best as it can be.
HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. They got our HVT.
Ah, shit.
Watchdog Helo incoming on your location. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. They got our HVT.
Changing mags.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. Protect our HVT.
Using scout pulse.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Last mistake, prisoner.
He is down.
Changing mags. Requesting recon. Changing mags. Your time is up, prisoner.
HVT located. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire.
Ah, what happened?
Take down that one-star hero.
Our HVT has been eliminated.
Turning to tank.
Changing
You are our HVT. Stay alert.
Deploy a watchdog helo.
Enemies have destroyed your assault pack.
Their HVT. HVT on site. Take them
Mother.
out.
Drone's done. 72B identified.
Arrow 2-2 sustaining damage.
UAV commencing. Check.
Using changing mags.
Enemy HVT is down.
Deploy a watchdog helo.
Keep it that way. Hostile HVT located.
You can't hide from the law. Last mistake, prisoner. Why did you have to?
They've taken the lead.
Arrow 2-2 with the kill.
Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe.
Changing mags.
Ready established overhead.
Up to 50%.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Last mistake, prisoner.
Took out their HVT. Claim the advantage. Now hold it.
Hoping you were close.
Using scout pulse.
Enemy HVT on site. Take them out.
We're taking fire.
Changing mags.
HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
Ah, shit.
Driving RCXD.
Requesting recon.
You're falling behind, Crimson. Protect our HVT. Enemy UAV inbound.
Changing mags.
HVT is down.
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting AO.
Using scout pulse.
Hostile HVT located.
Another soul. Changing mags.
Mission goals are green. Dispatching team to mop up survivors.